Get ready for the Squawking Eagles Podcast.
And welcome to the Squawking Eagles Podcast post-game show. I'm your host, Mike. The Philadelphia Eagles have now reached 2-0. They have beaten the Minnesota Vikings 34-28. A ugly game on both sides of the ball for the Vikings and for the Eagles. Some sloppy turnovers for the Vikings, some missed opportunities for the Eagles. I think they found a good running back in Swift, over 175 yards, most yards by a Eagles running back since LaShawn McCoy in one game. So right now you're going to hear some of mine and Miguel's and Mark's in-game takes, and I will see you on the other side.
Thursday night. Let's go. Let's take it to Kirk Cousins and these weak Minnesota Vikings. Devontae Smith, he had to adjust, but he still grabbed the ball and got it in. Let's go. Not happy with these play calls on the red zone goal line. What, a short pass to A.J. Brown and 3 runs? I don't like that. Love seeing Jordan Davis get into Cousins' face. I don't love seeing Covey fumble a punt. Get Boston Scott in there now.
Well, on Thursday night football is here. Eagles get the kickoff, start the game. We take the ball down the field. Nice pass from Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith. Sets us up for a field goal. Stalling out on those third down, so we'll see the adjustments made. But the defense also comes up with a big stop. Pushes the ball back. Covey almost fumbles it back to the Vikings, but we're still up 3-0. Let's go. Eagles stall out on another drive, punt the ball away, and Minnesota said, here, take the ball again and go score as they fumble away on the punt return.
That was a terrible set of plays, but a fumble on the punt return, and Morrow coming up with the recovery. Eagles ball again. Let's go.
Well, Jalen throws into double coverage for his first interception of the year. Eagles still lead 3-0. Got to make these adjustments. Got to stop looking sloppy. Vontae Maddox getting the ball back first, knocking the ball out. Eagles ball.
The Eagles defense coming up big, helping out, getting another turnover. That's what I like to see. That was terrible. You know, to get 0 points on 2 turnovers, that does not look good. They do not look good. I don't know what to say after that series with the Vikings scoring. There needs to be a lot of adjustments. Offense has to come a week right now, or this is going to be a very long season.
Looks like the Philadelphia coaching staff has listened to Mark's advice from last year and decided to run the ball.
That's how you answer a touchdown with a touchdown. You drive and, like Mark says, run the ball. Run the ball. What was it, 12 runs? Score a touchdown? Go back to what works. Thank you, Brian Johnson, for listening to Mark.
And 92% of the time, it works. Jalen with the QB sneak into the end zone. Eagles go up 10-7.
What a play by Edmonds. Have Jefferson fumble, and the Eagles get the ball and a touchback, fumble through the end zone. Just keep on running the ball. Go Boston Scott. A 61-yard field goal from Jake Elliott, and the Eagles finally get points off a turnover. An odd turnover, to say the least, but they go into the halftime 13-7. Okay, not what I wanted to see, but it's what we got. And I think they found something with running the ball. Run the ball.
Investing more money. Eagles going to halftime up 13-7. Justin Jefferson fumbles into the end zone and gives the ball back. The Eagles drive down the field. Stall out, but unfortunately get a field goal before the end of the half. See what these halftime adjustments do. But they stay running the ball. Minnesota defense keep falling back into coverage. We'll see what happens.
Eagles defense coming up big again. A Josh Sweat fumble on Kirk Cousins and a Fletcher Cox recovery. This is why I did not start Kirk Cousins on my fantasy team this week. He is Primetime Cousins. Eagles score to go up another touchdown. Now, Kirk Cousins has to pass. They can't just run the ball. And the Eagles defense, they better bring everyone. Let's get it. Finally, a deep threat with Devontae. Touchdown. Eagles up 27-7. Finally, they got, as long as they're patient, just run the ball and then wait for those long passes. That's what I like to see. See, this is where we missed Bradbury. Job is doing well, but he got burned by that rookie. Not the best set of downs, a couple penalties, a false start on Swift. The Eagles defense have to come up big here with a stop. Don't let Kirk Cousins get on a rhythm here. That was a good set of downs. Now the Eagles are pinned back to their goal line. They need to march down and score.
Interesting tonight, that little discussion on the sideline. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Sirianni, and Jalen. Things looked a little heated on there. I wonder what was being said. Hopefully it's asked in the press conference. But Eagles doing good in the second half, really moving the ball. Let's hope they keep it up.
Really getting a hold on that play on a A.J. Brown touchdown is going to hurt. And that's going to hurt. Swift, keep feeding Swift. Yes. I don't like how they went down and scored. The Eagles need to take some time off the clock and score a touchdown here.
All right, boys. Game is over. People are gone. I'm cleaning up. Here's some final talk moments about the Eagles versus the Vikings as we just witnessed it. First and foremost, that's my style of play. Run the ball. Anyone who listens to the podcast, particularly, my boys here, Mike and Miguel, they'll tell you, anytime you talk to me, my favorite style of playing football, run the ball. We ran the ball well, we won the game. You look at some of those drives that we're doing well, that peter out, we're running, we decide to start throwing, they don't go as far. So, run the ball, you win the games. Game started off kind of sloppy. Overall, I understand we're all excited we won the game, and it's good to obviously be excited about that. But again, to have a game with so many turnovers and see so few points off those turnovers is disheartening. I don't know if it's the play calling early. Some of the indecisiveness seemed like it was on Hurts. Overall, though, it definitely seemed to kind of come together after the half, which was nice. So we need to bring ourselves back together, get this figured out. We have, I want to say, 11 days to our next game. So time to watch some film and build up a real solid plan for the next time. DeAndre Swift is everything I said he would be. I think we just need to give him the ball a hell of a lot more. Penny still makes me hesitate. I didn't really believe in him before when he was in Seattle as a fantasy player and just watching him in general. He still kind of gives me some questions. I hope Austin Scott's okay. I didn't see a full diagnosis, but I know he was in concussion protocol. Obviously, Gainwell had those bruised ribs. Hopefully he'll be back. But again, I think Swift just has to be our go-to boy. I mean, that man is a workhorse. He's got some speed. He's got the moves. That's what you want to see. For the A.J. Brown show and being always open, Devontae Smith was putting up some numbers again. I love it. I'm glad to see we got the ball to Goddard. Brown definitely got some throws. Should have had that one touchdown without that absolute absurd call against Penny. which he really just didn't need to make that play. He could have just pushed on him, but it is what it is. But our receiving core, when the air attack is working, man, Smith's looking good. I love it. Defensively, it definitely hurt not having Jacoby Dean there today. Cunningham had some good plays. Morrow had some good plays. But there was definitely a few, quick passes across the middle where there just wasn't the response you get when you have someone who's as alert as Dean is. Good pressure off the D-line. I will say, kind of surprised that Reddick's not doing as much. I did kind of call it beginning of the season, said this would be a sweat year because of everyone's concern everywhere else. You see Jalen Carter getting triple teamed already. You see Reddick getting double teamed. And so Sweat is doing what I said he would do. But I thought at least once or twice Reddick would hit home finally. So we'll see how that develops. The miscommunication in the secondary for the one touchdown to KJ Osborne. That's, I know it's a young player filling in for Bradbury. And so you're going to have those issues. But, again, that's something where I'm like, you feel like those are simple plays that you should know. Like, if you're in man, if you're in zone, like, you have responsibilities, follow them and make your call-outs. Again, that's something that they teach you in high school. If you're in zone and you've got, short zone, as someone's leaving the zone, you make sure the next zone over is paying attention that they're coming. And if it's man, you keep on your man. Like, that's just how the game is. Overall, though, we let Jefferson get a little more than he did last time. I kind of knew that was going to happen, but we still held him to, it wasn't like a blowout performance for him. So I'm still pretty happy with our team's performance defensively. Last but not least, as I've been saying, I am sick and tired of the quarterback design runs. An option or two here or there, RPOs here or there, fine. Give the ball to the middle or give it, to Swift. Give it to the running backs, whether it be Swift, Gainwell, Scott, Penny. Just give the ball to the running back. Let them do their job. That is their job. That's what they get paid to do. Hurts, the plays fall apart sooner on the quarterback design runs. 90% of the time, you're risking your franchise quarterback. It's just not worth it. I understand like the 1 yard pushes for a touchdown, but middle of the field, little design quarterback runs, they don't work anymore. People expect it from us, so we got to stop doing it. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Let's go, Birds.
This was an interesting game with a final score of 34-28. I think the Eagles found what they needed to do with the running game. The Vikings definitely helped them with all the turnovers. We had 4 turnovers. The Eagles are lucky to another escape with a win here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Eagles escape with a win. Not a clean game. A better game from last Sunday. But like the announcer said, if you have to give it a grade average, it's probably a C-. A lot of adjustments still need to be made. Running game looks solid. Jalen's still questionable. He looked very confused out there today. But I guess we'll break it all down in our pod review. Tune in. See you soon.
And that will do it from Miguel, Mark, and myself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. We appreciate all your messages and tweets. And remember, we'll be back next week with a more in-depth analysis and coverage of this week's game and next week's game against Tampa Bay. Until then, fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly, score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory.